and we head over to our OL Reign here. Belle, why don't you take the reins for that and look at the final Reign game for the Challenge Cup in the group stage?
Yeah, so the Reign faced the San Diego Wave, and that game ended in a draw, 1-1. Our player of the game was Ali Watt with 1 goal, 3 shots, 2 shots on goal, her first NWSL goal, and the Reign clinched the West with the draw.
So now I have to give some background on this game. So the first 18 minutes of the match, this one's down in San Diego. So if it was at home, I could tell you what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But the first 18 minutes of the match, the CBS broadcast effed up, and the first 18 minutes were not streamed. So it just did technical difficulties. And Ali Watt's goal, her first NWSL goal, was not on the broadcast. It would happen in the 12th minute. So I mean, there's like a really fuzzy GIF of it online that someone had. So there's that, but also the way that San Diego got their goal and that resulted in a draw was off of a handball off of Ali Watt that hit her face. So the ball, if we can go to the wide here, the ball was kicked. It hit her face. And the ref said, "No, that's a handball."
Oh my god!
In the box. So that resulted in Alex Morgan getting the penalty kick and putting that away, and it resulted in a draw. I don't know about either. Obviously we got Belle here, but someone behind the camera. I don't know if a ball hits you in the face. Is that your hand? I don't know.
I think there's a difference.
Yeah. So, and on the video, we do have actual video of that, of her getting hit in the face, and it's her getting hit in the face.
Oh god.
So, yeah, that game was an entire mess. There was a whole mess there, and there was even more than I just explained. There was like a little fight there on the goal that Ali Watt scored. The Kaylin Sheridan, the Wave goalkeeper, took out Bethany Balser, and she later on in the game had to go out. Rose Lavelle was injured in that game, so it was a whole mess. It was a big mess, and just really the whole situation could have been handled by the NWSL differently, and another situation could have been handled differently, but we'll get to that as we get to league news. Injury news, what do we have here?
Our match injury report. Angelina was out with the right ankle. Ziara King was out with a right ankle, and Megan Rapinoe was out with that right calf.
Again, nothing too different.
Yeah.
And as we've said, Rapinoe is just focusing on regular season, so not too worried about that, but just hoping that both Angelina and Z are progressing well. So, and this one relates to you a little bit because we'll get to that section here in a little bit later. But what happened on the 22nd?
On the 22nd, goalkeeper Fallon Tullis-Joyce earns NWSL save of the week. She earned that for her save in the 82nd minute of the match on April 27th against Angel City FC. And it's the third week in a row that Tullis-Joyce earns this honor. I'm going to hold back my excitement for our last segment here, but third week in a row.
And again, like we were saying, I think to top the show off, 3 out of 4. Pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's good for her.
And then the 24th, I want to look at this now because this is a big, to play off what, with the Sounders match, you're saying it's a big effing deal. This is a big effing mess. So on the 24th, it was announced that the Reign had earned home field advantage for the Challenge Cup semifinals. I mean, they were first in the West, and I think they took first in the league. So they would have hosted a semifinal match for the Challenge Cup on May 4th. But due to the CCL final that the Sounders are playing Leg 2 on the 4th at 7 o'clock, and despite the league's best efforts, the league put out a statement that despite the best efforts of the club to find an alternate solution to retain a home field advantage, this will be a road game for the Reign. They will play the semifinal at Segra Field in Leesburg, Virginia, against the Washington Spirit. So Washington effectively gets a home game.
How much do you believe in home field advantage?
The Reign have one of the best supporting sections in all of NWSL, so I would say it's real. And to have a field like Lumen Field compared to what I've heard about Segra, which is it's bad, I think that's going to play some factor. I think that this is a talented enough group to overpower that and get past that, but it's still really frustrating, to say that the club or whatever explored all avenues. This, like you and I talked about before we began here, there are several days this season where the Reign and the Sounders play on the same day. Why can't you do that? Why can't you have a 1 o'clock kickoff? Because kickoff for the title games at 10 a.m. Why would you have a 10 a.m. start time for a championship game, no less, right? You know, and so the semifinal match, why can't you move it to the 3rd or the 5th?
And they earned it. They earned home field advantage.
So it's the league has handled it really poorly, and it's just frustrating. So if, though, the Reign win this game, they will host the Challenge Cup final at Lumen Field on May 11th. Yes. At a 10 a.m. start, as I mentioned, 10 a.m. start, and the regular season home opener that is scheduled for the 8th will have to be rescheduled. So
they can reschedule games.
Yeah, apparently so. So tell us what we've got looking ahead here.
We sit at a 4 wins, 0 losses, 2 draw record, and first in the Western Division. And looking ahead, we have a May 1st at Washington Spirit with a 2 p.m. start, and May 4th again at Washington Spirit for that Challenge Cup semifinal.
And that May 1st game is the regular season opener, not the home opener, obviously, but the regular season opener. The Reign will take on the defending champs in Washington. That's just a whole mess, and that frustration has been felt by the fans. It's obviously the players as well, but it's just incredible that that's even a thing that we have to squabble about.
Yeah. So, imagine being really excited and then realizing that you can't even go to the game.
Pretty much. Well, even it was originally, I think, scheduled for like a 9 o'clock start. That final game. If you start at 9 o'clock, your like pregame stuff has to begin at like 6. That's ridiculous. It's a whole different thing.